You ever feel like you're doing everything right? I mean, you're eating healthy, you're trying to exercise, but there's this stubborn fat that just will not budge. It's so frustrating, right? Well, today we're going to dive into the real science of why that's happening, and more importantly, how to fix it without having to declare a total war on carbs.
And let's get one thing straight right off the bat. If you've been struggling with this, it's not on you. This isn't a personal failing, and it's definitely not about a lack of discipline. The key, the big idea here, is that it's a failure of chemistry. See, there's nothing wrong with your body. It's just been trapped by the wrong biological signals. And we're about to learn the code to change all of that.
So, to solve this puzzle, we have to meet the real villain of the story. And we're not just talking about the fat you can pinch. No. We're talking about something much sneakier. We're talking about your body's secret saboteur, visceral fat. Now, what's wild is that visceral fat isn't just sitting there. It's not passive storage, it's actually an active organ. Yeah, you heard that right. It's almost like a parasite that wraps itself around your vital organs, your liver, your intestines, and all day long, it's just pumping out these inflammatory signals, kind of like a tiny toxic factory inside you. This is the stuff we need to go after. Okay, so what's giving this visceral fat all its power? What's locking it in place so tightly? Well, let's meet the chemical gatekeeper, the main antagonist of our story, insulin. Or, as we're going to call it, the fat cell bouncer. And here is the absolute tragedy of our modern diet. We're constantly eating, right? Snacking, grazing, spiking our insulin every few hours. This creates this bizarre paradox where your body is totally overfed, but your actual cells, they're literally starving for energy. Why? Because all that energy is locked away as fat. And here's exactly how that works. Just think of insulin as a bouncer at the nightclub door of your fat cells. When your insulin is low, hey, the bouncer's on a break, the door's unlocked, and fat can easily leave to be used for fuel. But with chronic high insulin from all that constant eating, that bouncer stands guard with his arms crossed. He's not letting anything out. The fat is literally trapped. So, how do we get the bouncer to take a hike? To understand that, we need to look at your body's own biological roadmap for using energy. And this is my favorite part, an analogy that just makes everything click. The fridge and freezer rule. Now, before we get to that, I want you to burn this number into your brain. 10 to 12 hours. This is the critical time frame. It's roughly how long it takes your body to burn through all of its easy, readily available energy before it even thinks about tapping into your fat stores. So if you're eating every few hours, you never, ever reach this point. Okay, here it is. Your body has two main energy storage systems. First, you've got the fridge. That's your glycogen, easy to access sugar stored in your liver and muscles. Then you've got the freezer. That's your body fat, the deep storage, long-term reserves. And here's the single most important rule of your metabolism. You absolutely cannot open the freezer until the fridge is empty. Every time you snack, you're just putting more food in the fridge, and your body never has a reason to go looking in the freezer. So, does this all mean you can never eat a piece of bread again? No way! Absolutely not. It turns out there's this brilliant biological backdoor, a way to handle sugar that completely changes the equation. And trust me, it's way simpler than you think. And that backdoor is simply walking. Check this out. When you move your muscles, even just a little, you activate these special doors on your muscle cells called GLUT4 receptors. These things act like a vacuum for blood sugar. They just suck it right out of your bloodstream to be used for immediate fuel, all without needing a big insulin spike. You don't even have to call the bouncer. A simple 15-minute walk after you eat literally turns your muscles into metabolic insurance, preventing that sugar from ever getting sent to your fat freezer. Okay, let's put it all together now. We get the problem, we know the chemical villain, and we understand the biological roadmap. So now, here is a simple 3-step protocol to put you back in the driver's seat and reclaim your biological sovereignty. It really is this simple. Step 1, stop the grazing. Create those 10 to 12-hour windows between meals. That's what gives your insulin a chance to drop and tells the bouncer to finally leave his post. Step 2, earn your carbs. Time them for after you move, after a walk, after a workout, or when your fridge is empty and ready for a restock. And step 3, the clean break. When you do eat, start with fats and protein. This prevents a huge insulin rush and keeps that freezer door propped open just a little bit longer. And you know, the goal of all this isn't to be a fat burner or a sugar burner. It's to become fuel agnostic, to achieve what's called metabolic flexibility. It means your body becomes amazing at burning sugar when you eat it, and then seamlessly, effortlessly, switching over to burning fat for clean, steady energy when you don't.
No more 3 p.m. crashes. No more being a slave to the snack cabinet.
So let's end with this thought. We've seen that your body has a natural, built-in, fat-burning switch. It's not broken, it's just been stuck in the off position by chronic insulin and a constantly full fridge. So the real question now is, knowing what you know, what's been keeping you from flipping your switch?